Few stocks on Wall Street went from a death spiral to a sky-high valuation like Hertz. Early in the pandemic, it seemed like there was no choice for Hertz other than bankruptcy. It had a bad balance sheet and even worse management. Hertz was soon celebrated as one of the biggest comeback companies ever. The private equity company that bought it in 2021, led by Tom Wagner and Greg O'Hara, had little experience in the car rental space, but they were determined to change the game. They bet big that the way to disrupt the industry would be to swap gas cars for an electric fleet. The company announced an unheard-of order of 100,000 Teslas and struck an exclusive deal to supply EVs to Uber drivers. It planned to build out a national charging network at Hertz location. Their reasoning was that EVs were the future. At the time, the EV market had tons of buzz, and it seemed inevitable that the world was going electric. They even got Tom Brady to be their spokesperson. To some, it seemed like a very reasonable strategy. At the time in 2021 and 2022, Tesla was a darling stock on Wall Street. Tom Brady was the perfect spokesman, and the EV craze was at its peak. The company was heralded as one of the best turnaround companies ever. Fast forward to 2024, and we need to dissect how it all went wrong. The bet on electrification was a huge catastrophe. Along the way, Musk slashed Tesla prices by as much as 30%, sending the value of Hertz EV fleet plummeting. Any car rental company has to watch the value of its fleet closely. The drop in prices for EVs was devastating to most EV owners, but definitely to a company that owns 100,000 Teslas. The company is now doubling down on gas-powered cars and trying to get rid of a good portion of its EV fleet. The company who once tried to revolutionize a tired old industry is back to doing business the same old way. Hertz stock is down nearly 75% since the IPO. So what went wrong? First of all, they bet that EVs such as Teslas would make the rental process easier and more streamlined given their advanced technology. Also, EVs required less service and maintenance, and people seem to be all in on the EV craze. Hertz had a grand plan of using technology to make the rental process easier and more streamlined, and forming partnerships with many companies like Uber and Amex. In reality, what happened was that the car renters didn't want to deal with the hassle of charging while on vacation or business. One of the biggest things that they underestimated was range anxiety and the burden of having to charge. Many renters were first-time EV users, and they just didn't know how to properly deal with charging or range. Also, many car renters used the opportunity to rent Teslas as a chance to trash the cars with speeding and reckless driving. TikTok is filled with videos of drivers abusing Teslas that they rented. Another thing that Hertz found out is that many Teslas just don't wear well with heavy usage. There are countless videos of beat-up looking Teslas that are just 1 or 2 years old. Also, Hertz integration hopes were a big failure. While their tech promised to streamline the process and make everything easier, in reality it was a giant failure. Today, Hertz is back to doubling down on gas-powered cars and selling a good portion of their EVs at a big markdown. Hertz is another example of how outsiders came into an old industry with hopes of revolutionizing it, only to find out the hard way that change doesn't come easy. EVs are the future, but the thing that most people miss is that so are gas-powered cars and hybrid cars. Until EV makers significantly increase range, it's a fact that charging is a pain and range anxiety is real. If you liked my video, please push the like button, and I wish you a great day. Thank you.